So today, finally, we are going to be knocking out the last video in our series on leadership traits and principles. We already did all the traits, right? All 14 of them. We talked about all the things that you as a leader or a potential leader should be trying to develop and maintain. Things like loyalty, endurance, knowledge, things that when your guild leaders, your guild members, your raid members, people around you, even people outside of WoW look at you, they go, that guy really knows a lot about his class. That guy, we know he's always going to show up to the raid. We know that guy is completely loyal to our guild. We know all these things about this one guy, this one girl, because of what you've been developing. Now we're looking at the last of the principles. These are things that you as a leader or a potential leader should be doing every single day, during the raid, after the raid, before the raid. These are things that you should be doing. And the last one here may be the most difficult one to do. And that is the idea that you as a leader, again, potential leader as well, that you should be seeking responsibility. And then you should be taking responsibility for your actions. So let's break it down into two parts here. The first one is seeking responsibility. The idea here is that if you as a leader see that there is a hole that needs to be filled, i.e., let's say you're the recruitment officer in your guild. I guess guilds may still have those. I don't know. All of my officers should be doing that. All of my raiding members should be helping recruit. But let's say you've been designated as the guy that you post on the forums, you post in the Discord channels, you post your macro out in general in trade chat, all this stuff. You're the one person that is responsible for maybe not necessarily bringing in all the new people, but you are the one that, like I've said before, I've done a lot of videos on this. You talk to them and set expectations. You make sure that everyone knows what's going on. You're the one that kind of the liaison between new people and the guild. And that's your job. And maybe you know that at the end of Legion, beginning of BFA, your raid leader says, hey, I got some reason as to why I'm not going to be able to be the raid leader come BFA. That first raid, I have a new job, school, whatever. This is a perfect opportunity for you to tackle something new, in addition to what you're already doing. The goal here is we want to fill holes that are out there. If there's something that isn't being taken care of, if there's somebody that needs help, if there's something that can be done more efficiently, better, that's simply not getting done and needs to be taken care of, clearly a raid leader spot, needs to be taken care of on a nightly basis when you're raiding. This is a perfect opportunity for you to not only fill that hole and make sure that you as a leader are doing your job and ensuring that the guild is running as smooth as possible, but it's a great opportunity for you as a person to learn a little bit. For you to learn, maybe you've only done recruitment. And so now it's a completely different ballgame. Recruitment, where you're focusing on the individual, is completely different, clearly, from being that raid leader and being very vocal and looking through the logs and helping people and all this stuff and making call outs and decisions. Completely different job. But here's the thing. One, you are going to learn skills that you did not have. Like I said, there's a completely huge difference between the two jobs, recruitment and raid leading. Two, hopefully this isn't the case, but you may find yourself one day in a situation where your guild is no longer around. Maybe you find that you want to tackle more difficult content, easier content, your schedules don't line up, and you part ways. It happens, right? We've seen it happen. We know it happens. Well, you join a new guild, everything lines up, you really like what they expect of you, you like the progress, you like the people, etc. And they go, hey, we need a raid leader. We know you were an officer in your old guild. Clearly you have some experience. You interested in the job? I've only done recruitment. That's the only thing I've done. Well, we'll find somebody else. We won't put you in a leadership position. And if that's cool with you, that's cool with you. But if you want to develop yourself as a leader, you have to do more than just one thing. And that is true for real life as well. You will find that getting a little bit of experience in all situations when it comes to being a leader is better than being the guy that only has been a team lead or a manager for one team forever. You got to develop those skills. Now, here's the kicker though. When it comes to seeking responsibility, it's really fucking hard. And the reason why is the basic instinct that you have is to not take on more stuff. Raid leading is hard. Recruitment is hard. Being an officer, being a guild leader, a good one, is a hard thing to do. And the reason for this is it sucks, the energy out of you. It sucks sometimes the life essence out of you. It's frustrating. It's headache inducing. It's also one of the best feelings in the world to, get that kill and know that you made the right call outs and, you were the one that pushed your raiders to get that kill. So when you log off for the night and maybe you've wiped 100 times on Mythic Argus and, you log in the next night and you wipe 100 more times and you log off and you feel like, this is the limit. This is as much as I can do. And then you got some guy on YouTube telling you, hey, you should do more. Not only should you be a raid leader, but you should jump in and help the recruitment officer and you should help, fill the bank and you should do more because that's what you should do as a leader. It's difficult to think, oh yeah, that's totally true. But it is. It is. That's the way you develop leadership skills. This is the way that you learn to be a leader, is by jumping in and doing shit that you don't know what you're doing. Doing things where you aren't sure how well you're going to perform, but you sure as hell are going to learn how to do it. And that's why you should be looking to fill those holes. You should be looking to find issues within the guild, help people, jump in, be the guy that does more than everybody else, the guy that's looking for responsibilities. And I'll tell you this right now, when I look for an officer, when I look for a leader within my guild, I'm not looking for the guy that did a great job recruiting. I'm looking for the guy that goes, hey man, what else we got to do? Is there anything that you need help with? What can I take off of your plate? Because I know you can take care of this, that, and the other. Let me do whatever the case might be. Somebody that's hungry, somebody that wants to help, that wants to really develop the guild, somebody that wants things to be smooth and to progress and is really a key part of the guild, is far superior than someone that focuses and hones in on one specific task, one specific job, and sticks there. Now, the second part to this leadership principle is the fact that you need to take responsibility for what you do, and more specifically, what you don't do. This is incredibly difficult when I tell you that you as a leader are responsible for every single success within your organization and every single failure. So when you kill Mythic Argus, you as a raid leader, that is because of you. Now, obviously, your individual raiders, that mage and warlock and priest and shaman, they obviously have contributed. But you were the one pushing them. However, every single screw up, every single time that you didn't account for something, that you made a bad call out, that you were too early, that you were too late, that somebody didn't enchant their cloak, or they didn't put a gem in this, or they did not have that. Every single time one of my raiders doesn't do a plus 15 is a failure on my part because I didn't push them to do it. And this is also very difficult to do because you have to be very humble in saying, I screwed up. I was the one that screwed up. Now, I will also share with you guys one of the most frustrating things that really eats at me is the fact that when there is a failure, when there is a problem, when something was done incorrectly, regardless of what it is, and I ask, hey, why did we do X? Why did we wipe to that boss? What happened? And I get silence, and nobody's willing to admit, I taunted too early, or I popped a cooldown too late, or I wasn't paying attention. However, I can also tell you I have a huge amount of respect when a raid member or an officer goes, look, man, I fucked up. I wasn't paying attention. I was whatever, and I died and just cascaded down, and I really screwed up. dude, thank you. Don't let it happen again. Fix it. But dude, thank you for being honest about it. I really appreciate that. And that's something that I tell my raiders is, when I call them out and I go, why did we die to this? Why did we wipe? Well, because of X, Y, and Z reason. Cool. Thank you for being honest. I really appreciate it. Let's get it fixed. Take responsibility for when you screw up. I can tell you guys this when it comes to, regardless of whether you are in a guild or real life, as a manager, as someone that's been doing this a very long time in the game and out of the game, in real life, from my, my normal everyday job, you will gain so much respect when you screw up. If you go to your boss, if you go to your manager, your team leader, your, whatever your leadership is, and you go, hey man, I screwed up on this. I need some help. There's a lot better than failing, screwing up, and keeping your mouth shut. Because one way or another, shit's gonna hit the fan. You're going to get called out for being, for being too slow, being too fast, popping a cooldown early, popping a cooldown late. Your report was due and you failed to meet that deadline, that you didn't get X, Y, and Z done. Whatever it might be, real life, game life, doesn't matter. Eventually, you're going to get busted. So it's your choice. Do I take that responsibility, get it taken care of? And yeah, I fucked up, but I also was man or woman enough to jump in and say, hey, here's the deal, and we got it taken care of. Or do I just let it, completely fail out because I just don't have the gumption to jump in and say, hey, I screwed up. And that's truly what being a leader is I want to fill in the holes that, and that sounds completely dirty. I want to fill in the holes that, are in my raid group or my guild. This job is not getting taken care of. Nobody's taking care of it. Nobody's jumping in and doing it. I got it. I'm going to do it. I'm already the raid leader. I will also do recruitment. I will also do this. I'll also do that. And then if I screw up, hey man, we did this. It didn't work. Let's fix it. Now, with all that being said, hopefully the leadership traits and leadership principles, hopefully they help you. If they do, if you like this video, let me know down in the comment section below. If you didn't like this video, that's cool. Hopefully you did. Let me know if you didn't like it and what you didn't like about this video, about this series, what you guys would like to see moving forward. If there's another series that you guys would like me to talk about, let me know in the comment section down below. You guys can message me. Everything's in the about section for this channel. And until next time, guys, I'll see ya.